Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. A while back, after watching Matt Reeves' The Batman, I thought to myself, what are my favorite Batman movies of all time? After some careful thought, I realized three things. One, they were all animated. Two, each had a quality or a gimmick unique to them. And lastly, three, they showed an element of the Batman comics that the mainstream movies rarely show. I wanted to share this because last November, Amazon just came out with The Batfan, a spin-off series from Merry Little Batman. Oh my god. This is a Batman series in name only. The premise being Bruce Wayne is now a single dad struggling between fatherhood and crime fighting while Damian Wayne goes through hijinks and all that crap. I find that it is unworthy of anything related to the greatest detective in fiction of all time. If you want quality Batman stuff, I've got a list for you. Here are the 5 best animated Batman films in my opinion. Number 5 is Batman: The Long Halloween. Released in 2021, based on the 13-issue series of the same name by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Directed by Chris Palmer, it follows the Caped Crusader along with Harvey Dent and Catwoman as they try to figure out who is murdering various members of the Falcone crime family during the holidays. This movie also serves as a great reimagining of Harvey Dent's transformation into the infamous villain Two-Face. I love the story because it is a more grounded narrative. The world isn't in danger and nobody is just ready to blow up the city. It's a murder mystery, bringing Batman back to his roots as a detective, not a superhero. And each character's role in the plot makes for an engaging mystery. Batman wants to find the killer and also bring Carmine Falcone to justice to clear his father's name because of a past business agreement between the two. Harvey Dent is the prime suspect because not only is he Gotham's DA, he has beef with Carmine Falcone. Then we have Catwoman. She's trying to figure out if Carmine Falcone could actually be her biological father. Every major character has a dog in this fight, which makes you feel for them way more because the struggle is personal. And the art style is amazing. Thick black lines gives you the feeling of reading a 90s comic book, and it does not shy away from the action one bit. And let's not forget about the voice acting.
Where'd you find them? You're not going to like it.
Yet Jensen Ackles does an amazing job as Batman, probably channeling his dark and brooding tones from his time in Supernatural. Then we have Josh Duhamel as Harvey Dent. The scene when he embraces his new identity as Two-Face is phenomenal, and a nice counter to when Richard Mall from the animated series begrudgingly accepted the villain role after seeing his new face. Josh's Two-Face goes off the deep end without hesitation because he's been pushed too far. Now, on a sadder note, this was Naya Rivera's last role before her tragic death. She gave life to Catwoman. Her delivery of both her seductive skills and emotional moments were absolutely perfect. This is a perfect murder mystery for any DC fan who wants a story about how Gotham City pushes people too far. Number 4, I put Batman Ninja. This is the coolest idea for Batman I've seen in ages. If anything, this is the greatest piece of fan fiction of the character yet. By fan fiction, I mean, like, what if Batman was a cool ninja? Wouldn't that be cool? Not this kind of fan fiction. Batman, along with Nightwing, Robin, and Red Hood, are transported to feudal Japan alongside some rogues, and now, with the help of the Ninja Clan, must stop Gotham's worst criminals from destroying Japan.
Tell you what, Deathstroke.
The script was written by anime veteran Kazuki Nakashima, best known for anime such as Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. And I can't forget to mention Takashi Okazaki, famous for Afro Samurai. He was responsible for character design. Yes, this is mostly a 3D animated film, but I liked it in a way. It felt like a cool video game, and on occasion the style would shift to fit the mood, such as when Red Hood confronts a broken Joker to the Bat family preparing for battle. It doesn't break the tone or confuse the viewer, but in fact keeps them on their toes, in a sort of like, oh, wow, this is cool sort of way. The action is something you can find only when two great geniuses work so well together. Each battle gets more intense as the movie progresses, and when there are slow scenes, it doesn't break the momentum of the plot, but gives the viewer a chance to breathe and soak in the upcoming climax. The battle between Ninja Batman and Shogun Joker is a visual masterpiece, and something a lot of future DC movies need to learn from. Batman Ninja is one of those rare instances when a cool idea and awesome visuals deliver on what they promise. And in my opinion, it's a shame this idea wasn't adapted into a video game. I would love to play as a ninja Batman going through a feudal Japanese version of Gotham and fighting like samurai versions of Joker. It would just be so cool. Warner Brothers Entertainment, get on that. For number 3, Batman Under the Red Hood, released in 2010. This is one of the most emotional and engaging stories featuring Batman. It's especially heartbreaking because not only do we see the return of a long-dead character, but we get an answer to the question that has haunted DC fans forever. Why doesn't Batman kill? So, Gotham's underworld is slowly being turned into a battlefield because of one man only known as the Red Hood. He decides not only to take on various criminal organizations, but to turn them on each other. He's basically trying to start a war. So it's up to the Dark Knight to find out who it is and to stop his war from tearing Gotham to pieces. Okay, for the next few parts to make sense, major spoilers ahead, so you have been warned. The Red Hood is Jason Todd, Batman's second Robin who died at the hands of Joker. Now, this is huge for Batman because he considers what happened to Jason to be one of the biggest failures during his tenure as Gotham's savior. Now, Jason has come back from the dead to prove to Batman that he's too soft to protect the city, and real measures must be taken to ensure justice. The film is crafted by true comic veterans, produced by the legend himself, Bruce Timm, who made Batman the Animated Series, directed by Brandon Vietti, who directed Batman the Brave and the Bold, as well as The Batman, and written by Judd Winnick, who wrote several Green Lantern stories, as well as Batman. So, truly a masterpiece created by folks who not just know how to make a good story, but know who the target audience is. What's important for me while watching this movie was the amazing character portrayals and arcs. Bruce Greenwood as Batman did an incredible job delivering his lines with both a stoic demeanor, but still manages to let those tiny moments of pain and anger slip out just at the right moments to show how hard his character is trying to stay focused, yet is still haunted by his failure.
Sir, in light of all the recent events, would you like me to remove that?
No. This doesn't change anything.
Then, Jensen Ackles, once again, as Jason Todd, performed greatly, showing not just his character's rage and bloodlust, but sadness as well. The kind of sadness a son would feel when their dad wouldn't stand up for them. You know, it's a sense of betrayal, actually. But the performance that stole the show for me was John DiMaggio as the clown prince of crime himself, the Joker. Silent in scenes where he's bored, loud and showboating when he has a spotlight. A sort of mix of Heath Ledger's Joker and Mark Hamill's combined together, culminating a depiction of a man that worships chaos. Someone who would set off the fireworks while they're still in the truck just because he can't wait for New Year's. For me, the greatest part of the movie is the confrontation between these three characters, when Jason forces Batman to answer that all-important question.
I don't think you've ever understood.
What? What, your moral code just won't allow for that? It's too hard to cross that line?
No! God almighty, no! It'd be too damned easy. All I've ever wanted to do is kill him. A day doesn't go by when I don't think about subjecting him to every horrendous torture he's dealt out to others, and then end him.
Aw, so you do think about me.
And there we have it. Batman won't kill because it would be too easy. And most likely, it wouldn't be enough. If you think about killing someone every day and finally killing him, it wouldn't be enough. You'd want to kill him over and over. And since you can't do that, you do the next best thing. You start killing guys that seem just like him. It's not a satisfying answer, but that's why I like it. There's nothing noble about it. He isn't setting himself up to be morally superior. He just knows that when he starts, he would just keep going. Under the Red Hood is an emotional punch to the gut, forcing Batman to face his greatest failure, and Jason forced to accept he became the version of Batman Bruce always was scared to be. The Red Hood symbolizes Batman's biggest failures. His failure to save Jason from the Joker, and his failure to save Jason from becoming what he feared most. Number 2, Batman The Dark Knight Returns, released in 2012. Based on Frank Miller's comic series of the same name, much like Under the Red Hood, This was also made by true superhero veterans. Jay Olivia directed this piece and before worked as a storyboard artist for Man of Steel. It was The Dark Knight Returns that launched him to direct other DC animated projects like Assault on Gotham, Batman Bad Blood, and Justice League Dark. Staying loyal to Frank Miller's story, it also tried to imitate his art style, which was pretty good by using muted colors to make up for Miller's jagged lines and often broken line art, which I don't think really could work well in animation. So, the story is split in two parts. Part 1, we see Gotham years after Bruce Wayne has hung up his cowl and, surprise, surprise, crime goes rampant. A bloodthirsty gang called the Mutants has been on the brink of overthrowing Gotham, and the people are living in perpetual fear. Only when Bruce returns to the cape and cowl do things change for the better. Crime rates start to decrease, and more people are starting to stand up for themselves. We even get what I consider to be one of the very few good gender swaps when a fed-up teenage girl named Carrie Kelly decides to become the new Robin and help Batman in his fight. The finale of Part 1 is masterfully executed, when Batman makes an example of the mutant leader, challenging him to one-on-one combat in front of his whole gang, and absolutely decimating him. Also delivering one of the coolest lines ever.
Finished, old man. You don't get it, son. This isn't a mud hole. It's an operating table. And I'm the surgeon.
Part 2 shows the consequences of Batman's return to Gotham. It's a domino effect that just keeps getting worse. For one, the Joker makes a comeback after admitting himself into the psych ward when Batman retired, now excited and ready to take on his archenemy once again. The Joker's return is a catalyst for Batman's biggest challenge, because after the Joker's rampage, the American government can no longer ignore how dangerous the Batman is to their popularity and authority. So they send Batman to take care of him. I think it was smart to split this movie into two parts because Part 1 not only shows the state of Gotham and the struggle of an old soldier returning to battle, it also shows the divided opinions of the public. It shows the impact he has because after he defeated the mutant leader, some mutants are inspired to form the vigilante group, the Sons of Batman, which I think is one of the coolest things to include in any Batman story. Where Part 1 serves as an appetizer to get you ready, Part 2 is one hell of a main course. With the chilling and horrific parade of carnage the Joker creates in his final battle of Batman, it has a bittersweet irony that I love. My favorite part is when the citizens of Gotham and the criminals are about to fight each other, and then Batman rallies the Sons of Gotham to his side and literally rides in to establish order. That part is pure comic book mythology in action. Like an ancient king returning from the mists to take his army and vanquish the darkness. Batman now has become the de facto champion of both Gotham and the common man. Then, the situation when the government decided to take action hit me hard. Because of Batman doing so much against crime than any elected official or law enforcement, in a way it's a huge middle finger to the government. If one guy can bring crime down in a city so much, what the hell is the administration good for? By sending Superman, it shows just how desperate they are to get this problem solved ASAP. And the fight between these two heroes is much more than just a political battle. It's a fight between old friends. It's a struggle between compliance and integrity. It's a fight between ideals and action. Now, I cannot forget the voices that brought this film to life. For one, we have Peter Weller, best known for his role as RoboCop. He is the perfect way to depict dark Batman in this way. He's tempered, weathered, and angry. He delivers his lines like a grizzled army general with a tone that lets people know that nothing can or will surprise him anymore. Then we have Michael Emerson as the Joker, and I think he had the time of his life because it's amazing how he went from calm to insane at the drop of a hat. It was brilliant. The Dark Knight Returns is a genius adaptation of Frank Miller's book. Not only does it have the action and darkness worthy of a Batman story, but it also shows the political consequences of his crusade against crime. What I thought was awesome was the introduction of the Sons of Batman, which I think should make either an appearance in the main Batman universe, main DC universe, that's what I should actually say, or at the very least be hinted at in future projects. But like I said before, this story is true mythology in the best sense. A fallen hero returns to save his beloved city and oppose any that would threaten her. At number 1 is, of course, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, directed by Bruce Timm, creator of Batman the Animated Series. This was the first feature film produced by Warner Brothers Animation to be released in cinemas in 1993, and also the first animated superhero movie in cinemas. This is the essential film not just to watch for Batman fans, but for animation fans as well. Even if it wasn't a big box office success, it made up for its losses when it was released on home video. There's a lot to say about how amazing this movie is. From its Art Deco style to the story, even the voice acting are some of the greatest I've seen ever. Bruce Timm's art style is always recognizable and definitely lends itself well to the dark story and somber atmosphere of this movie. Each background adding more emotion to the scene, giving the viewer a small taste of what is to come way before the characters ever enter. I don't want to give away too much because I want you guys to see this movie for yourselves. But the basic premise takes place between seasons 1 and 2 of the animated series. The narrative switches between current day and flashbacks to Bruce's early years developing the Batman persona. The basic premise revolves around a mysterious killer known only as the Phantasm, who's been killing various members of Gotham's criminal underworld. Batman is mistaken for the killer, and soon one of Gotham's leading politicians, one Arthur Reeves, starts a campaign to apprehend the Caped Crusader. During the investigation, Bruce encounters a ghost from his past, Andrea Beaumont, the woman Bruce was at one point going to marry. While the plot is something truly worthy of a Batman story, it is a grounded mystery with many twists and turns that leave the viewers desperate for answers. Definitely something for mystery lovers and superhero fans alike, but the real cherry on top are the emotional moments the characters go through, especially Bruce Wayne. Now, normally I don't care much for a character's emotional side in most superhero stories because it usually forces the main plot to kind of take a back seat and we end up watching their lame emotional growth and seeing them solve the bigger problem at hand. In this movie, both the main plot and the emotional moments are linked perfectly. Given the main problem is a more grounded plot device rather than something like an alien invasion or a deranged scientist trying to destroy the entire city, the story is a murder mystery, where many of the main characters are linked, and it makes the emotional struggle hit harder. One of the best scenes occurs in the beginning. Bruce is at his parents' grave, and it's a heartbreaking scene because not only do we see that he hasn't moved on from the death of his parents, but he's also questioning whether or not he should commit to becoming the Dark Knight. It delivers a line that for me was just heartbreaking.
I know I made a promise, but I didn't see this coming. I didn't count on being happy.
I didn't count on being happy. Bruce feels guilty for finding happiness. He feels as if he needs permission from his parents to let go and live a normal life. It's moments like these that are just powerful, as in Under the Red Hood and The Dark Knight Returns. There's really no right or wrong answer to this dilemma, and that's what makes it feel worse for some reason. Fight crime to avenge your parents' death, or live a normal life and move on. But this is a tragedy, and sadly, due to the events that unfold in this movie, we see Bruce don the cowl and become Batman. Was happiness really in the cards for Bruce? Or was he always destined to become Batman? Now, it's a damn shame if I didn't mention the stellar voice work in this movie. The late, great Kevin Conroy, who voiced the Dark Knight in the original series, returns to this role, and he nailed it. I saw in interviews with this dude, he tried to create 2 variations of his voice for this character. He voiced Bruce Wayne in a warm, approachable manner, and voiced Batman in a stern and cold way to really push the idea that Bruce Wayne is trying to hide that he is the Dark Knight. And he does this in like casual conversation. You definitely hear there's a difference between how Bruce Wayne talks and how Batman talks. I mean, Christian Bale tried to do the same thing, didn't really have the intended effect. Kevin Conroy really puts all other Batman voice actors to shame.
Give me the camera.
Oh, look, he's doing his Batman voice.
Not just because he voiced the guy for the longest, but because he gave the necessary emotional weight in his dialogue, and the viewer not only sees the grief and pain the character is showing, but hears it as well. And of course, there is the Joker, voiced by longtime Joker voice actor Mark Hamill. Now, little known fact, when the series was in pre-production, Bruce Timm originally wanted English stage and screen actor Tim Curry to voice the Clown Prince of Crime. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Tim Curry did play this clown. However, the role went to Mark Hamill because producers felt Tim's voice was, well, too scary. I mean, talk about doing your job too well, am I right? Mark Hamill voices the Joker masterfully. I use his performance to judge all other voice actors that take on this role. Though since the untimely passing of Kevin Conroy, Hamill has retired from voicing the Joker. And it makes sense to me. I mean, why continue if the guy you used to, play against no longer is there? But his performance is god tier, cracking jokes and trying to be funny with an undertone of pure sadism, also having the ability to flip from cruel mischief to full-on psychopath. Mask of the Phantasm is a great movie because it portrays the tragedy of Batman perfectly. Yes, Batman might save the day, but at what cost? The people of Gotham will never know the sacrifices made and the pain that was suffered to get there. Batman fans who want a story that's grounded and tragic, look to Mask of the Phantasm. You will not be disappointed in the slightest. So please, if not for me, watch these for the creators who work so hard to bring us Batman in animated glory. If more people watch quality stuff like this, studios might learn that we don't want this. Make Batman proud, and look up these masterpieces. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.